This Saturday is going to be a very interesting one as we bring to you 3 knowledge-packed webinars and 1 direct workshop which we have lined up for you. In a market like this, if you're worried about what's happening to your portfolio, the 10 a.m. webinar is for you. Join us as we speak about how market fluctuations impact your investments, hosted by Harshil and Ram. As an extension, at 11 a.m., we break it down further on how market dips affect your SIPs and what you can do to not let the noise shake your goals. This webinar will be hosted by Harshil and Aishwarya. We have 2 Women's Day specials. At 4 p.m., we have a webinar on how to simplify investing for women using multi-asset investing. If you want to understand a stress-free and holistic approach to investing, please join us for this webinar. It will be hosted by our principal fixed income strategist, Samyukta. We have another special direct workshop exclusively for women, which will discuss whether the 5K or 10K SIP route is better to reach your first milestone. We hope you can make it to the one that interests you the most. You can register using the link in the description below.
Remember, I'd taken this decision of financial retirement before the 2003 to 2007, 2008 boom. So that boom actually helped me saying, okay, now I'm more confident that I don't need to work. So yeah, if you're asking me what is that one thing, it is 1x my annual expenses if dividends 1.1. To me, that was financial freedom. I knew now I was confident that I will not have to go back to work even if something went wrong.
And you never had to revisit that ever?
No, see, there's a lot of luck in also what happens. I never ever sold any share under duress. It was not that market was down and I needed money and I had to sell my equity. That never happened.
That's a blessing.
That's a big blessing and that's luck. It is not to say, I know my neighbor had to sell in the worst time because his father fell ill and he needed big amounts of money. One of the worst times to sell equity he had to sell because he did not have adequate medical insurance. So something like that could have gone wrong. Second, my daughter's education cost me nothing. She did CA. If she had done, say, MBBS or any of those things, maybe I would have sold some shares to pay for it. That also didn't happen. After I became financially free, I have not required any lump sum ever.
Wow, that's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, so
did you have some other income other than your teaching and others? And what are the income streams you created after you quit stockbroking and after you became financially free? After these 2 things were achieved, where was the income coming from? And what is the nature of that income? Was it equal to every month's expenditure?
Actually, it was more than every month's expenditure, which meant that my dividends were also remaining untouched. Whether my portfolio or my wife's portfolio or my mother's portfolio, I was handling my father's portfolio, all there, the dividend remained untouched. Or my father was perhaps using his dividend, my mother was never touching the dividend. So in all those places, dividends remained untouched. Yes, but I had other income which was greater than my monthly expenses. It even covered my travel expenses, etc. So which meant more and more comfort level, and after a particular thing you don't have, if the minute you go to 3x of your annual expenses, you don't. But this is very important that you don't need new and newer things to live up to the Jonases and say, oh, I need a bigger car, I need to show off, I need, nothing of those expenses were there. So that I think is helpful. It's also helpful at some stage when you know that your children don't need your money. That gives you great comfort. It's not that if I ask my daughter, she won't give me money, but I know she will not need to ask me for money. That's a huge comfort.
As our comfort level grows, as we experience more and more financial comfort, like you're saying, I've got 3x of my household expenditure, annual household expenditure. Then you're so comfortable that complacency sets in. Your spending pattern can change. Your interest in seeking capital gains itself can change. I've seen a lot of my friends, the moment they crossed a certain threshold, they stopped paying attention to the investing. They started looking at other things. They took the investing for granted. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think should be the mindset when you have this kind of a comfort level, how should a person fashion his mindset and his thinking? How should it be curated by him?
See, Shyam, your ages 22 to 52, 55 is when you have to pack in everything. Whether it is going on romantic dates, marriage, having kids, looking after kids, creating wealth, all that has to happen. Something gets neglected. You cannot say, I will pay full attention to my career, full attention to my social skills, full attention to my health and family life. All four cannot be ever perfect. You give up one for the other. When you're financially free, it means out of say 15 hours a day, let's say 9 hours is written off, out of that 15 hours a day, you get to allocate to other things also. So let's say I needed X amount of money or X amount of dividend. Once I have it, it meant I could spend more time at the gym, I could go swimming, I could go out more with friends, I travel a lot. All those things change. Suddenly those vistas are open for you because you say, okay, now I can do it. So that is one thing. You definitely become slightly broader in your thinking. You can take time off and things like that. So that happens. Will you try to increase your wealth? Yes, of course you can do that, but it means giving up something else. Attending friends, kids' marriages, going out on vacations with friends, cousins, etc. All that suffers when you are concentrating on your corporate career. You start looking after your health, right? You know, I keep giving example of somebody who's got say 200 crores or 300 crores. That's sufficient for him. Whatever he does, that's sufficient for him. At that stage, if you're still chasing money, something is wrong with you. It's not complacency or something, but some stage you have to say enough, right? You have to say enough and concentrate on other things. Why wouldn't you not concentrate on your health? Why would you not do that? I see many people, including fund managers, CEOs, CIOs, they are horrible asset allocators with their most important asset, which is time. 14 hours a day or 12 hours a day, they just are in their office, and when at 58 or 60, when the office stops, they have no clue what to do. And they are wondering what to do, which means very poor asset allocation, not knowing what to do at 2 years later. At 58, you are working 14 hours and then you wondering what to do. So I don't think that will happen to somebody who is financially free. You can start doing, should not happen. At about 50, if you are financially free, you start planning for retirement. So that is a huge advantage of being financially free.
Subra, technically, if you are leading a middle class life, $1 million can make you financially free.
True.
That's sufficient. 8.5 crores is enough.
True.
Because you will make enough to lead a decent life.
True.
Compounding will also take care of inflation. And if you have a decent portfolio, you are home. You are sorted.
True.
But people are not going to stop at $1 million. My own example, I thought $1 million is good enough, but I must have achieved $1 million 25 years ago, right? After that, you look for other meaning. Can I do something better? Can I improve my craft? Can I improve my investing skills? Can I improve my temperament? Can I improve my health, as you said? Can I improve my mental fitness? Can I improve my agility?
Social skills,
social skills,
contacts,
ability to contribute to some social causes. So many other things come.
Correct.
For many of these things, money is an enabler.
Correct.
So, what you think is financial freedom at, let's say, the age of 30, changes significantly over the next decade.
True.
Because when you go into other things, you see a lot of purpose for money.
True.
You can use money in a way which definitely does a lot of things.
True.
And then you read money differently. You read money differently, you read its purpose differently, and naturally the goalpost shifts higher from $1 million to something higher, maybe 5, 10 million. When you reach that stage also, there is a chance that what you are saying happens in different way. You want to do something else. You want to invest in something. You want to build something. You want to contribute to some ventures. You want to be a part of some other entrepreneurial journeys. So many other things start coming into play.
True.
So though you are financially free to run your household, you are not financially free to run your aspirations and dreams.
True.
How do you bridge the two, or how do you see both these things? Do you see them independently, or how do you see that?
No, you reclassify your goals. I also think some people, they don't know how to take care of their health, and it is very easy to keep on going to office. So you say, oh, I'm going to office, I want to look busy. In socially, they don't want to say they are retired. Retirement and retired life is not a very positive thing to say. So people will say something like, I'm a chartered accountant, I can say, no, I'm doing some consulting or things like that. I can keep on saying, I don't have to say I'm retired. So people don't like to say they are retired, so they keep fooling themselves that they are doing something. So they can do that, but also at some stage you set yourself some goal saying, I want to help this charity and I want to give 20 lakhs to this charity every year. So that has to come completely differently. It can't come from your personal goals which you have set. You have no other expenses, you don't have children, marriage and all those expenses, that's fine, but you can always find a charitable institution, work with them, do some work and tell them directly, contribute to them. So some of those things you can do. But you have to prioritize as to what you want to do, what you enjoy doing and those kind of things. So you can always say, I am happy with what I have. I don't need to do something, but I will do something for somebody else. I will earn money to run that charity. I will earn money to do, run a hospital, run a school, some of those things. So you can always do that.
My question to you is, when you do all these things, did you shift your financial goalpost?
No,
or your
not
goalpost of financial freedom?
No, I didn't. I just said I have enough money now, there is enough capital gains, so I will go on vacations and things like that. I go on 3-4 vacations a year. So
More I would accuse you of.
More. So those things help, and these are all with friends and classmates and cousins and all. I just push saying, I'm going here, anybody wants to join, people join and I go. I don't wait for somebody to come. So that's fun, you that's also a journey, right? You're going and helping some animals, you're helping children, you're doing all that. So what do you enjoy doing?
So we are looking at reaching financial freedom and making sure that you don't get distracted and that you purpose freedom correctly. That's what we have spoken towards. We will continue this conversation because there are different ways of purposing freedom, rightly and wrongly. And in the next episode of Talking Straight with Subramanyam, we are going to talk about these purposing related actions and consequences. Thank you very much for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you.